Hello, my name is Boston Black and I am the moderator and the developer for the Effective Awesome movement. I'd like to take this moment to welcome you to Learn by Doing, a video course developed by the Codefree Academy and the Effective Awesome movement. For the beginning a novice coder, you will receive a thorough introduction to HTML and CSS as you learn to code by creating your very first 4-page website. During this series of video lessons, the only thing you will need to complete this course is time, a computer, and a text editor app. In the first episode, we will discuss just what HTML is and what it can do. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, which basically is a standardized system for tagging text files to achieve font, color, graphic, and hyperlink effects on a web page or web pages. CSS, or Cascading Style Sheets, is a style sheet language used for describing the presentation of a document written in a markup language. This includes text sizes and colors, borders, boxes, buttons, bullets, image arrangements, and styling, just to name a few. Think of it as HTML being the body and CSS being the wardrobe that dresses your body. Next, we will discuss briefly a competent text editor application. There are plenty out there to choose from, but for the purposes of this course, we will be using Atom, and we'll introduce CodePen towards the end of this series to prepare you for the next phase of your lessons. Besides that, Atom is a totally free text editor that you should go ahead and download now, as you will need it for your first coding lesson very shortly. First step in creating our website begins with the creation of a root folder. This is the location where your entire website will reside until it is uploaded to the World Wide Web. It can be saved in your documents or saved directly to your computer's desktop and name any name you desire. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to name mine the root folder. To do this, first thing you do is right-click on your desktop and select New from the drop-down menu. From that drop-down menu, you will select Folder. When your new folder pops up with the highlighted Untitled tag, type in any name you desire and click Save. Now click to open that folder. Inside of this folder, I want you to create a new folder and name this one CSS. Once that folder is saved, click to open and create another new folder or 2 more new folders and name these as such. Images, and video. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and describe these folders as CSS is the child of the root folder, and images and videos are children of the CSS folder. Inside of these family of folders, you will how can I put this? Inside of these family of folders, you will house all of your new index and CSS files, your image files, and any video files. Anything related to the functionality of your new website goes inside of these files. Now let's open our text editor. After closing any applications or files that we are not using, the first thing I'm going to do is save my current user file. First, go to File and click Save. Second, name your new file index.html. This is mandatory. 3, choose the location for your new file and save. I need to express the importance of naming this first file specifically index.html. The browser will only recognize your front page or home page if its name is index.html. Otherwise, it will not recognize this file as your home page. Go back to your index page or index sheet in your text editor. On the very first line, declare to the browser what kind of document we are creating by placing a doc type HTML on the very first line of your page. Again, we are placing open angle, exclamation point, caps, doc, type, small letters, HTML, angle bracket, on the very first line of your page. Once again, go back to your index page or your index sheet in your text editor. On the very first line, declare to the browser what kind of document we are creating by placing a doc type HTML on the very first line of the page. This tells the browser that the document is a HTML document and is compatible with the latest version of HTML. HTML code is made up of elements that live inside of opening and closing tags, which are made of 2 angle brackets and a character, the opening, and 2 angle brackets, a /, and a character, the closing, as such. Enter your opening and closing HTML tags. The 2 tags instruct the browser on the use of the content that is encased between them. Now let's create the main website element, which will tell the browser where the site begins and ends, as well as parents all other elements used in the site's creation. Basically, again, the opening HTML tag, and down here, the closing HTML tag. Enter the opening HTML tag and the closing HTML tag. Child to the HTML element are the head element and the body element. The head element contains information that tells about the site, but not information that is visualized on the site itself. The body element contains all information that you actually see on the site. Enter both within the HTML element. Enter the opening tag head, enter the closing tag head, and enter the opening tag body, and enter the closing tag body within the HTML element. Before moving on, we should briefly discuss the meta element that was created when I created my head tag. This element includes the opening and closing tags meta, the attribute char set, and the attribute value UTF-8. All of these components make up an element in your HTML or index sheets and will be referred to as such in this series. Next, inside of title tags, you want to put the name of your website. This title will actually show up within your browser bar. Finally, type "Hello World" between your body tags. Save and review by opening your index.html file within your web browser. Repeat. Enter "Hello World" within your body element. Click File, then Save. Open your root file on your desktop or within your documents and right-click on index.html. Open with your web browser. Your site should now appear in your web browser. Well done. This concludes the first lesson of this basic HTML and CSS video series. Please subscribe and like and continue in order with the next episode. Please also take the time to let the sponsor's message that precedes these video lessons play out in its entirety. It takes less than a minute, and it truly helps us to cover a little of the expense it costs us to provide these coding lessons. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.